Oh, this new setup. I have to do this unmute thing that I didn't have to do before. It's a whole to-do. Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. That's why you just see my lips moving for the first few seconds and nothing's coming out. Welcome to the Sunday show. We got a jam-packed Sunday today with Live at the Roxy and then the World Girls. Tonight, I am streaming live from my father's home, my childhood home, Newton, Massachusetts right now. And I'm really excited to be here. I know lesser audio. I was supposed to pick up a microphone for my brother today, but with the Patriots game coming on in half an hour and everything going on, it just didn't happen. So I'm sorry for those audio listeners, those podcast listeners. We will go back to microphone usage very soon. He has one here for me apparently. So hopefully I can grab that for you guys because I feel bad. I convinced all of you guys to stop looking at this ugly mug and switch over to audio on podcasts and Spotify and whatnot. And then I decided to give you lesser audio. So my bad, friends, my bad. But thank you guys for being here early at this 12:30 Eastern time, 9:30 Pacific time. We've been streaming earlier because that's just the way that it works when you're staying in somebody else's house and your schedule has to kind of work around somebody else's schedule, which has been a wild ride because you guys know I've lived by myself for a very long time now. So it's an interesting roller coaster. I want to talk a little bit about the holidays today with you guys. Kind of no agenda for the show other than to chat with you guys and kind of deal with some of your worries about this, because if you are like my friends, and you guys are my friends, then you're feeling stressed about the holiday season. You're feeling stressed about Thanksgiving. You're feeling stressed about Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever it is that you celebrate. And you're feeling stressed about the fact that you might have had some plans and those plans might be changing. The CDC came out and announced and said, do not travel for Thanksgiving. Now, obviously, I am the opposite of preaching to the choir here, as I am home and did travel for this time. So I'm not saying do what I do. I'm not saying do what I don't do. I'm just saying let's talk about it and figure out what it is that we think is the best course of action during this time. Now, obviously, if you are able to stay home by yourself during both Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, again, whatever it is you celebrate, then that is the best thing to do during this time. That is the best way to keep yourself and others safe physically. But some people aren't going to have that option. Some people have to go home for one reason or another. Again, I haven't really spoken about what it is exactly that I'm doing home right now, but for me, I did need to come home. And so I tried to do it the safest way possible by flying a week prior to Thanksgiving so that I could ensure that I had enough time to make it so that it wouldn't be as heavy traffic. But then I heard that the busiest travel day so far this year, the second busiest with over 1 million people traveling, was Friday. I went Thursday. I told you guys the planes were completely empty. The airport was empty, but on Friday, apparently it was a lot fuller. So there's a lot of things that you can do to be as safe as you can with whatever decision you make. And I also think it's important to talk about how to interact with other people during this time. Just in terms of, some people are going to be wanting to play it safer than you. Some people are going to want to be playing it riskier than you, and how to interact with those people. So kind of an important topic on today's show. I know it's not as much political news or entertainment news, but sometimes we do these shows where we just chat, and today is one of them. And I'm saving all of my energy for the Patriots game and watching my little heart get stomped on. So, there's that as well. All right, let's go into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. As always, Streamlabs Super Chat. If you guys want your questions, comments, concerns read out loud on the show, that is the best way to do so. And of course, Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mackley, Arrest the Cops that killed Breonna Taylor, all three of them for killing Breonna Taylor. Can't do a single show without doing that. This is the 252nd show, 252 that we have done since quarantine, which is kind of wild, really, truly bizarre. So yeah, here we are doing the damn thing. Let's go into the Streamlabs. Glenn Caesar in here after yesterday's show. right before today's show, said, hello, Roxy, love you. Happy World Girl Sunday. As always, thanks for making time to hang out with us this afternoon/morning, especially on such a busy day for you. Once again, I hope you and the rock stars have a joy-filled rest of your day, week, month, and year. Thanks, Glenn. You're the best. It says one of two. I only see one, though. Maybe a second message is coming from Glenn. We will see. Garth Harkness McMurray says, I was so happy to see that you and your sister got to visit your mom's bench and sat there for a while. You look so happy to be back home. I kind of want it to snow here so you get to experience some snow before going back to LA. Stay safe and have fun. Garth, thank you. Yeah, yesterday my sister and I walked from our house to Newton Center, and that's the center of my hometown, the city that I grew up in. And in the city, there is a bench dedicated to my mom that was dedicated to her by the Girl Scouts. And it's really beautiful, and it's a beautiful place to sit. So my sister and I went and got teas, and then we sat on the bench for an hour, and it was really nice to just kind of people watch and be there and be enjoying our time together and feel like she was a part of that too. So thank you, Garth, for saying so. I posted that on my Instagram story, which is how Garth saw that, in case you guys wanted to check it out. In terms of the snow, Garth, please don't wish that for me. I've experienced the snow here for 18 years of life. I don't need to experience any more snow. I do not like the snow. I do not do snow sports. Snow ends up getting dirty. So no. It is supposed to rain. I don't really even want that, but the snow will be because it's below 32 degrees, and I'm really fucking hoping it doesn't go below 32 degrees while I'm home. Oh boy. Jack Mayer in here. Hey, Jack says, I was walking through Newton Center the other day getting some food from Tango, and I thought I saw you and your sister. Oh my God, wow. Didn't want to come over and say hi because of the pandemic. I didn't want to encroach on family, but I figured I'd say hi now. Jack, that's very sweet. If you're talking about yesterday, we were right across from Tango Mango because that's where my mom's bench is. So I wonder if that's what you're talking about. And because you said it was the other day, but this was literally yesterday, so let me know. Otherwise, it probably wasn't me because that was the only time that I have gone to the center so far or left the house at all. But that's awesome. If you saw me, you should have waved or said hi from a social distance, from a 6 foot. I don't even know how I'm phrasing this. Just whatever. Say hi social distantly. I've had a lot of people actually say to me that during pandemic they have seen me and they haven't wanted to come say hi, whether it is that I'm like going for a walk on the street or grocery store or whatever. And like I do think it's still nice to say hello just from a distance. I watched the episode of This Is Us where Kevin is a fan is like, can we take a selfie together? And it's like, okay, that's a little close, but away from a distance would be great. Oh, Jack says, yeah, it was yesterday. That's awesome, Jack. Oh, that's so cool. Well, happy to see you. Glad to be home. Thanks for saying hi in here today. Really appreciate the support. You rock. Anybody else has anything, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider or right here in the super chat. Bella in the super chat or in the Streamlabs says, so I just started the morning show on Apple Plus. I'm only at 8 episodes in. I love it. Jen is amazing. Wow. Which have you seen it, and which Friends actor do you think has had the worst career post Friends? David did well in American Crime Story. Court and Lisa had great shows. So Bella, I have not seen it yet. I don't have Apple Plus, which I really would like to see it because obviously I'm a huge Jennifer Aniston, huge Reese Witherspoon fan, and that seems right up my alley. Oh my God, Starbucks tea is so hot. It does not cool down for shit. I believe that the one with the worst career since, I usually like to think about bests instead of worst because I'm just a pretty positive person. But yeah, I think that Lisa Kudrow has had an amazing career. Obviously, I was obsessed with The Comeback. I think that's one of the greatest shows. I think Matt LeBlanc had an amazing one. Episodes was really, truly terrific. I think that probably Matthew Perry is the one that fell off the most, if I had to say. Probably Matthew Perry. Jennifer Aniston's obviously had the biggest one, but I think Matthew Perry probably has fallen off the most. But all of them had careers afterwards. They all did. So, you know, there's that. Thanks for asking. Appreciate your support in here in the Streamlabs. Interesting question. And yeah, Glenn Caesar says part 2 of 2. Okay, he's back. As always, peace, love, bunnies, and hugs to you, Roxy, aka Roxy Buckets, Misdirection, Skittles, RJ, all the rock stars. Hashtag the rock stars band rules. Hashtag New World Order for life. Hashtag smash cancer. Yeah, that's what's up. We're going to be streaming live, I believe, at the same time tonight for the World Girls, 8 p.m. Pacific, which means it's going to be 11 here, which means it's going to be a late one for your girl Rocks. I'm going to be in a loopy-ass mood, but it will definitely be fun to be back with my girls. I miss them since I don't see them in person anymore. It will be nice to do that as well. All right. So let's talk about traveling. Just to put it all out there, the CDC came out on the day that I was traveling, actually on Thursday, and said, cancel your plans to travel home for Thanksgiving if you are planning on traveling via airplane. I was literally at the airport when they announced that. So too little, too late, kind of in my case. A lot of people have talked about this, that if the CDC was to announce that they should have announced that way earlier. The problem is they didn't know how bad, we don't know how bad things are until we get there. We can make predictions, we can do all of those things, but when we're working with something like COVID, we all have to be relatively flexible. We all have to be relatively malleable because we just don't know. So I was at the airport when I saw that and I was like, well, and I looked around and it was empty and I was like, okay, interesting. I'm also looking at my phone, looking at protests that are going on in Orange County because of the quarantine. What the fuck's it called when a quarantine curfew? I'm seeing everybody kind of lose their minds during this time, and I was just like, all right, well, I'm doing it. So obviously, if you are able to mentally, physically, financially, whatever it is, cancel your plans home and stay by yourself during this time, that is the safest thing to do. If that is what we're going by, which everybody right now has a responsibility to themselves, their family, their friends, and the public to be as safe as they possibly can, of course, that is the safest thing to do. Stay home, eat with the people that you live with, and don't go home for Thanksgiving. That's the safest thing to do. If you need to go home, and that's your own personal assessment of this, if you have to go home, there's a reason you have to go home. There's something you have to do. There's other extenuating circumstances. You just physically feel like you're not going to fucking make it if you don't. Whatever it is, if you need to go home, the safest ways to do so are to practice social distancing as much as you can, to make sure you're booking on airlines that don't pack their planes. Right now, American Airlines is the worst to be booking on. United is trash to be booking on, even if those aren't your airlines with miles. Try to go JetBlue, try to go to Southwest, try to go to Delta. Those are the best ones right now. Make sure that you buy that face shield, buy the mask, double mask if you can. Get the best mask you have possible, not a flimsy mask. Don't eat, don't drink on the plane as much as you can. Be as safe as possible. Buy Purell, buy the wipes, wipe down the seats. The second you get in the door, take off the clothes that you were wearing on the plane, put them in the washing machine, change outfits before you hug anybody or see anybody. All of those things. Get tested before you leave, get tested when you land. Those are all the safest practices if you have to travel during this time. If you live in the same city as the people you're thinking about spending Thanksgiving with, then you have to think about the smartest, safest things to do. Number one, maybe it's time to skip a year of Thanksgiving. Look at the bright side. You don't have to deal with your racist uncle across the table. Maybe it's this year is the year that you have a Zoom Thanksgiving, that you have a digital Thanksgiving. It will be a little different. Maybe you write down all of the things that you're thankful for. Maybe you guys read it to each other. Maybe you send each other a little Thanksgiving present in the mail. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do to celebrate other than going to somebody's place. If you are going to be in the same home, eating the same food, making sure that you're wearing a mask when you're not eating the food, making sure that when you are eating the food, you're all 6 feet away from each other. This is not the year of everybody sits around one table, and that is a small ass table, and the room is packed with 25 people. This is just not that year. They're saying that Thanksgiving dinners, they're not allowing more than 6 people from, I believe it's 3 different households. And they're not doing this to be strict or to put the thumb down on us. They're doing this to try to save lives. And the problem is they already know automatically they're going to see a spike after Thanksgiving. There's no world in which they don't see a spike after Thanksgiving. So think about it. Really think about it. I know everybody already had their plans, but stop and think, is this the right move for me? Is this the right move for my family? How will I feel if I end up getting somebody sick? How will I feel if I end up getting sick? Am I super at risk? Are other people close to me at risk? You have to end up asking yourself those questions. And then there's also the part of talking to family members who aren't on the same page as you. Everybody in here in this chat, all the rock stars, are super conscious of COVID. That just seems to be the way it is. I don't want to make a generalization, but I think everybody, if you're in here, you probably wear a mask. You probably try not to touch your face. You probably sanitize things. You probably are just very aware. But that doesn't mean that your family is going to be as aware. For example, when I'm home, my grandparents, anytime I go to my grandparents, which you guys know I go there often to take care of them and whatnot, anytime I go, they try to convince me to take off my mask. They say, when I walk in the door, they say, oh, can you just take off your mask? It is my job and my responsibility to look at them, as painful as it is and as much as it hurts my soul, and say, no, I can't take off my mask because I'm protecting you and I'm protecting myself. And mostly I'm protecting myself because if anything happened to you guys, I would not be okay. So people might be on a different page than you. Go in, if you are going to a dinner, if you are doing something, go in with a game plan and have that game plan be, I'm 100% of the time wearing a mask unless I'm eating food. And if I'm eating food, even if it means standing in a corner, I'm eating food 6 feet away from people. Those are the things that we have to do. What you don't want to do is go in, get drunk, ditch all of your rules, start hugging everybody and hanging on everybody. That's the kind of shit that I'm very concerned about with Thanksgiving. What you don't want to do is go to a Thanksgiving dinner of 15 people. It's just not safe right now. It's just not safe and not responsible to do. Of course, I throw, at my dad's house every year, we throw a 30-person Thanksgiving dinner. We canceled it this year. And honestly, my dad has not let my brother in the house. And I don't know that my brother is going to be able to be here Thanksgiving. And if he's not able to be here Thanksgiving, I'm going to have to decide whether I stay at my dad's for Thanksgiving or whether I go to my brother's for Thanksgiving. And that's just the tough choices that we're making right now. But those choices are not tough in comparison to the choices that we could be making if we get people sick, or could be making if we ourselves get sick. Those are way bigger choices. So we need to make the hard little choices now so that we can so that we spare ourselves from having to make those very big challenging choices later on. Hopefully that's helpful for you guys. Cinema Garia says, well said, Rocks. Say that. Bruce Banner says, I hope people are smart enough to understand what's at stake. Absolutely. Especially since it's clear this is real. Yeah, Matthew Gold says, I try to stay out of grocery stores. Are usually packed this time of year. Yeah, if you can, get your groceries delivered. It usually doesn't cost any. Like, it costs maybe $5 more. I mean, for Thanksgiving time, that $5 very well might be worth it if you guys have it, which I know some of us right now, it's really hard and times are tough. So if you don't, try to go at off hours if you can. Right after work at 5 p.m. and like 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., the grocery stores are fucking packed. If you can take an hour off of work to go during the daytime, that will be much safer. Think about every decision you're making during the holidays. What is the safest way that I can do this? Okay, and what is the way that is best for me and my family and my loved ones and society, because we have this moral obligation right now. It's going to be the same thing come Christmas time. So because I'm coming home for Thanksgiving, I'm not coming home for Christmas. I made the decision that I needed to come home to deal with some things. And so I get to come home once. I don't get to fly multiple times within a month of each other. That's not something I get to do because then it's just too at risk. So I will be spending Christmas in Los Angeles and I'm going to figure out what to do from there. Obviously I'm Jewish, but so I mean Hanukkah, but you guys get what I'm saying. Jake Yakavetta, hi Jake, says, even after the pandemic, I'm going to keep getting my groceries delivered. That shit is so convenient. I feel you, Jake. It is so convenient. And like, I get lazy as shit with groceries, and I will say it's really lovely. And then you're helping to employ somebody. It's a win-win. Rob says, I usually go right before they close 9 p.m. weeknights. Nobody's usually there. That's great. Thunder God Cairo says early morning is the best time to go grocery shopping. That's great too. Maybe on your way to work if you have a fridge there, or if you're staying at home and you pick them up before you start your day. Safest way to shop is to break in after hours. You get the whole store to yourself, says Death Star Kitty. Ha 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 ha. Very funny. Carol Figuera. Sorry if I butchered that. Figuera. Whatever it is, it sounds kind of great. We don't have Thanksgiving, just Christmas and New Year's Eve, but I live at the beach and it's almost summer. So the city is getting packed and almost no one's wearing a mask. Yeah. No matter what, you guys, I mean, travel with multiple masks. If you are going anywhere, you have to wear a mask and you have to bring Purell with you. Those are just musts. Those are non-negotiables at this point. Those are things you have to do. Sally Mercedes is stopping in. We miss you, Sally. She's popping in to say hi. Sally, I don't see you that much anymore. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for stopping by. Glenn Caesar says, Roxy, quick question for you. Should I check out the New Mutants now, even though I'm not a horror fan due to my CP-related startle reflex? Is it worth it? I didn't watch it in terms of seeing if it would fuck with your reflex because I don't know exactly what lighting and stuff does that. But I will say that I thought New Mutants was good. And it's not like crazy scary. I thought it was good. I think it's worth watching. I know that I'm the only person to say that, but I really do believe that. Sir Joker says, hello, BFFR. Hi, best friend. Haven't been able to see the stream. You streamed during my work. I sent you the poem. Oh, I have to look at that, Sir Joker. My parents aren't here, so figuring out Turkey Day is a lot. You can come hang with us in New York. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it is a lot. It's a lot, but it's important. The more effort and the more social distancing and the safer we are, the more lives we're going to save. And that is just a direct translation right now during this time. That's what's going to happen. So I hope that you guys take it as seriously as I think a lot of us are. My dad is bringing me eggs right now. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
Love you.
Love you too.
Guys, one of the big perks of coming back. Oh, yeah. This looks great. Thank you. I asked if he would come on air. He said maybe. Clearly not right now. Guys, look how good this is. Like, come on. With peppers and onions and mushrooms. I'm very lucky. So sweet. Well, my sister and I being here right now, one of the things that we love is like, my dad is just the most generous person in terms of like whatever we need. He's like, oh my God, do you want grapes? I'll go get you grapes. Whatever you need, I'm going to get it. When can we meet Mr. Stryer? Rob, well, first of all, he's not down with being called Mr. Stryer. He's just that's his dad, or was his dad. His name is Michael. I told him that I talk about him on the show all the time. He was like, really? What would I come on the show to talk about? I was like, everything. You're the most interesting person on the planet, Dad. Yeah, with that Muhammad Ali. And then over here, there's a Kennedy for president, Ward for governor poster. He's got a lot of cool stuff in here. A lot of cool stuff. Let's see, what are some of these ones on the desk? See what I can show you guys without really fucking things up in here. His office is ridiculous. To Mike, rock on, and thanks. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is Joe Perry Project, because I told you guys that. Joe. To Mike, rock on, and thanks. That must be, oh, it's from Joe Perry. That's pretty cool, right? I hope he doesn't mind that I'm showing this. Joe Perry was like his closest friend, and then he managed the Joe Perry Project and then put Aerosmith back together. So pretty dope dad to have. It's just sitting on his desk. I can't even explain to you guys the amount of stuff sitting on his desk right now and like the cool stuff all around me. It's pretty unbelievable. Really, truly is. All right, we are going to get out of here very soon because the Patriots are about to be on, and I want to take the bike out of my sister's car and bring it into the house so I can try to ride a little bit during the game. That's TMI, but that's what's going on. Jake Jacobetta, though, in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStar says, glad to see you made it through the week without me. LOL, barely, Jake. But now you got to deal with me shitting on the Patriots again. Oh, you know what, Jake? For all the things that I missed you for, this was not one of them, but I'll take it because not having you is impossible. So you were very missed. You're loved. You're welcome back. How was work stuff? Let us know. Apollo3JP in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyShare says, you might be right about Perry, but he's about to make a comeback in the Adam McKay movie, Don't Look Up. Yeah, about Matthew Perry. I'm not saying that he will never have the career back. I just think of all of them. He's been out of the zeitgeist for the longest. And he has done some shows. Leonard Kim, the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer says, come on, Roxy, you got to be more optimistic than that. If things go well, we could be, okay, so the Patriots, listen, the Patriots could be 500. They could possibly still make it to the playoff. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be happening. He says, in Belichick we trust. The hair looks great. You're rocking the bun. Thanks, Leonard Kim. There are a lot of things. I am optimistic. I'm just also concerned. Strange time to be a Celtics fan. Oh, I have to invite my brother on to talk about all that stuff. He said he would come on. Strange time to be a Patriots fan. Strange time to be a Celtics fan. Strange time to be a Red Sox fan. And I don't know shit about the Bruins. But go Boston forever. Yeah, mukbang. Okay. Let's get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today live at the Roxy. Thank you for everybody who super chatted in, everybody who Streamlabs in, everybody who's in here who like, comment, subscribe. If you write something after, it really helps with the algorithms. If you give that thumbs up, it means the world to me. Currently, 58 of you guys have given a thumbs up. Come on, we can do better than that. Also, I'll be back tonight on the World Girls at 8 p.m. Pacific time, and I'll be back tomorrow live at the Roxy. TBD on the time. TBD on the time. Probably right around where I was today. Oh no, I've got that morning radio show that I do. So that's at 10:30 Pacific, so 1:30 Eastern. So I'll probably either go before or after that. I'm sorry. Oh, but then there's SEN stuff tomorrow, so I have to go before. That's the whole fucking thing. I'll have to figure this all out. Oh my God, and Steph's first day on SEN is tomorrow. I can't go up against that. So I would have to go, they start at 10. So I'd have to go at 9, so noon. Okay, maybe I'll go up at noon Eastern tomorrow. I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah, I do a radio bit on Monday mornings for a radio station in St. Louis. St. Louis? St. Louis. Yeah. I could tell you guys more about that if anybody lives there. You guys can tune in. Carney Show with Julie Buck. It's great. I talk TV on it. I do a lot of different things. I don't know why I don't talk about more of them here. Anyway, much love, friends. And I'll be back. Stay safe. Stay sane. Make your beds. Jake, I'm glad you're back so that you can do that. Put down the toilet seat. You guys know about those plumes. If you are traveling home, do it as safely as possible. I know that a lot of things come into play here, so try not to be as harsh on people during this time, but just try to make sure that everybody's staying as safe as they can. It's the important part. We can talk more about it. Anybody has questions, just make sure you write them in, leave them a comment afterwards. We'll try to deal with each individual situation because I know everybody's stressed. Much love, and I will see you guys tonight for War Girls and tomorrow live at Roxy.